All right, guys, we are going to be answering the $1,000,000 question that I have been getting asked a lot recently. I'm not sure where this uptake in questions has really came from, but the $1,000,000 question is AMC going to sell more stock? Are they going to issue more shares? I want to go over the probability of this, what would happen if they did, and what I think is going to happen. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, as well as get your free stocks. You guys know the spiel. Webull, Moomoo, and Public, and join the trading community. Link down below in the pinned comment. Doing all of that helps support the channel. You guys already get that, though. Let's talk about this, because I started to get asked this every single live stream multiple times, like 10 or 20 times every single night. Is Adam Aron going to sell more stock? Not his personal shares, but is AMC as a business going to raise more capital? And a lot of people are worried about that for good reason, right? I don't really know where it came from, so let me know down below in the comment section where it came from. If it came from a video, somebody said it, or what happened, because it was a flood all within the last couple of days. But the reason why a company raises capital is pretty straightforward. So it says companies sell shares in their business to raise money. They then use that money for various initiatives. A company might use money raised from a stock offering to fund new products or product lines, to invest in growth, to expand their operations, or to pay off debt, which AMC has done, and thanks to us, they are still in business. Now, does AMC really need to do that? That's the question. Of they want to grow the business. They want to grow their own share price. Especially Adam Aron. I mean, he has 2 million shares invested in AMC, roughly. I'm not sure the exact number here, so give me a break on that one. But he has a lot of stock, so he has every initiative to make the stock price go up. By selling stock, by making your shareholders mad at you, you don't really accomplish too much for your own personal gain. And we all know Adam Aron is in this for his personal gain. So is everybody else, right? You care about other people, but you want to make money when it comes down to it. Correct, right? I'll just give it to you guys straight here. The liquidity amounts that AMC has, as far as the end of 2021, this says $1.6 billion, but we know Adam Aron said they have $1.8 billion. This is not including the revolving lines of credit, I believe here. Cash and cash equivalents of about $1.6 billion. What was AMC at pre-pandemic? Well, they stayed roughly in the $300 million range. They had usually about $300 million of capital. Even in 2020, the end of 2020, they were down to $300 million in capital again. It roughly stayed the same. Besides 2019, it went down to $265 million of money in the bank. But you're dramatically higher than that now. You're 5 times higher than where AMC was in 2018, 2017. Almost 6 times better off now than where AMC was at in 2019. So I really don't see a reason why AMC needs to raise additional capital right now, unless there was a really good opportunity. So I think in the short term here, I don't really think there's any chance that AMC would raise capital, especially not at these share prices. Maybe if we start getting back up there again, if the stock starts to get really high, maybe I could see it making more sense there, because you wouldn't have to sell as much stock. But it doesn't always have to be a negative thing. And now I'm not advocating for this. I don't want this to happen. Let me be clear here. But if for whatever reason there's a rock solid opportunity that AMC wants to capitalize on, who knows? Right? Who knows? But being the devil's advocate here, It says, again, why do companies sell stock? Despite possible dilution of shares, increases in capital stock can ultimately be beneficial for investors. The increase in capital for the company raised by selling additional shares of stock can finance additional company growth. And think about it like this. Let's think about Adam Aaron, what they just did, right? It says AMC is playing on offense again with a bold diversification move. We just purchased 22% of Highcroft Mining, HYMC of Northern Nevada. It has 15 million ounces of gold resources and $600 million ounces of silver resources. Our expertise to help them bolster their liquidity. And if you actually do the math on this, they acquired 22%. Their total dollar amount worth of this mine is about $45 billion. About $30 billion for the gold and about $15 billion for the silver, based off of the current price. So 22% of that would be $10 billion. You just got to get it out of the ground and get your margins correctly. And even if they did that, I mean, you'd still make a couple $100 million, if not a couple $1 billion, if, you know, prolonging this or extrapolating this, right? You could do a bunch of calculations to figure that out. But nonetheless, imagine if there was something else that AMC could buy. Let's say they could raise $100 million worth of shares. They could buy $100 million business, and the business is growing rapidly. It's doing well. It's going to be a great investment. That would probably be a positive for the share price, a net positive for the share price. Give it a little bit of time. So that's being the devil's advocate here. I think that's very unlikely. I don't think it's going to happen. AMC is in no financial situation to need to do that. They're free cash flow positive, so they're not really burning money at you know, where they are at right now. They might lose money in Q1. Adam Aaron said it's not going to be the best quarter, as they don't have a lot of movies coming out in 2021 that are real blockbusters. But despite we did see Batman do some really good numbers, he said it's not going to be the greatest quarter. But he said the next 3 quarters after that are going to be rock solid, are going to be great. So, you know, AMC probably going to have its highest revenue year this year, if I were to imagine. AMC is usually around $5.5 billion of revenue. They might be able to get that up to $6 billion or $7 or $8 billion, depending on pent-up demand and how many people want to go see movies in theaters, how much money they spend at theaters, you know, their popcorn business. There's a lot of other ways, obviously, AMC makes money, or another business, but they're not in a situation to need to raise capital unless a really good opportunity came across. And, you know, I think the management team, they have money in the stocks, so they want to protect their own money as well. Raising capital, especially right now, makes 0 sense. And that's really the long, detailed explanation to why this is not really probable. It's obviously possible, but it's very, very improbable. So that's going to be all for this video. It's as simple as that. They're not going to raise capital. They're not going to sell stock for a very long time, in my personal opinion. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys learned anything, got an insight here to the situation, or just to help spread this video out to as many people as possible. Thank you guys for watching. Get your free stock, as well as come join the trading community, and go ahead and follow me over on Twitter. Links down below in the pinned comment for those two. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.